One of the most common questions in the ceramic coating and paint correction industry is how should I price my services? On one side, you've got people who are doing every car that comes their way, $300, $400, $500, and on the other side, you've got people who aren't touching anything for under $2,000 to $3,000. So in this video, I want to break down everything that goes into your pricing and how to find the perfect price point based on your current abilities, your goals, and your skills at the moment. Now, there's going to be three main variables that go into your pricing. So I'm going to dive into each of these, give you all of the info that you need to know. And the first variable is going to be the least important, with the last being the most important. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to give you a little bonus on exactly how to close clients at your perfect price point, even if it seems higher than you would have imagined. Now, the first thing that you absolutely need to do is figure out how much do you want to make. This is going to be the baseline of everything else. And even below this, how much do you want to make per installer? And it doesn't matter if you've hired employees or it's just yourself. You need to know per installer, per person applying the coating, whether that's you or an employee, how much do you want to make? At the end of the day, you're typically going to be paying an installer anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000 per month. Now, you need to look and say, okay, out of that 4 to 7, how much do I want that person to generate me in income? Let's say, for an example, you want that person to be able to generate $30,000 per month worth of ceramic coating jobs. Now, you're going to need to reverse engineer your pricing and figure out, okay, this person can handle 1 car per day. They're working 20 days every single month. How much should I charge? Well, the obvious answer here is not going to be $500 a car. You're not going to be able to charge $500 a car and have every single installer that you've got making $30,000 a month for the business. You're going to need to price a bit higher. In this specific example, if you can do 20 days per month, you want $30,000 in revenue per installer, you'd be looking at an average price point of $1,500. Now, that's a good goal. It's a good start for, okay, around where do I want to price at? But the next thing you're going to need to look at is where is the market at? Because at the end of the day, your goals are good, your goals are nice, and you should aspire to be hitting that price point. But if the market is significantly lower than maybe where you want to price, you're going to need to take that into account. You're not going to as easily be able to charge that price. So the next thing that you're going to need to look at is the market. See, where is everybody else around me pricing at? What are they including in their services? What's their turnaround? What's their service look like? And then you need to figure out, okay, am I same level of service as them? Am I better? Am I worse? And based on that, you can kind of assess your price point. For example, let's say that you're in a tough market. Let's say you're in a Texas market and their average price, maybe, I don't know, around $800 for a paint correction and ceramic coating. You need to look at the service providers who are actually completing the work at that price point and take a serious look at what they do and what you do and see if there's a significant split in the quality, the experience for the customer, something that makes you different that you can actually pitch based around, that you can include in your marketing, in your sales to close at a higher price point. Otherwise, you're going to be dead in the water. You're not going to be able to charge $1,500 if the customer's calling around everyone else is pricing at $800. So the big thing here is see what the market's priced at, but more than that, see how you're different than the market. See how you can provide something unique, a unique experience, a unique service, a unique quality, or a unique touch to the coating. Maybe you do something that nobody else does, and then you can position your marketing, your branding, and your sales around that to be able to justify a $1,500, $2,000, whatever price point you found from your goal, rather than charging the market average of, let's say in this example, $800. Now, once you found those two things, you've got your goal pricing, your market pricing, you're going to need to take a look at the third and final variable. And this is the single most important variable that's going to determine how much you're actually able to charge for your services. And that is, how good are you at sales? If you are extremely, extremely good at sales, you're closing everyone who comes through, you can charge a significantly higher than market rate, higher than anyone else, just because you're able to help the prospect see things in a different way and actually end up moving forward with you rather than them. So at the end of the day, if you want to be able to charge a high amount of money, you're going to need to get extremely dialed in with your sales abilities or hire someone who is a killer at sales and can close the jobs up for you. Now, I personally have a auto styling shop in Chicago. In the last 3 days, we've booked over $6,500 in jobs with deposits collected. So I'm going to tell you briefly how I sell what I do, my framework for closing these clients at around a $1,200 to $1,300 average ticket, even though the market is often lower than that when we take a look at competitors' prices. So the way that I do my ceramic coating sales is, number one, an intro. The intro is basically just introducing yourself, obviously, and then explaining to the prospect, why are you calling? What's this call about? So in this case, in most of my cases, I should say, it's about a special offer they filled out from a Facebook or Google ad. Then we're going to move into discovery, where I'm finding, okay, what's the prospect's pain? What are they trying to solve? What is the goal outcome that they want? Why do they want this coating? What's it going to do for them? And also finding any logistical info that I need in this section so that I know how can I best help the prospect. Then I move into an extremely brief pitch where I'm quickly covering, okay, this is what we do. These are the next logistical steps for you to take. And this is how the whole process is going to work. Super short, pitching mostly based around the benefits, how I'm going to be helping them, not so much around this is the specific things that we're going to be doing to your car. Once the pitch is done, we go into the price drop, and price drop is super simple. What I'm basically doing there is just saying, okay, right now we are running the XYZ offer. You're going to get this and this included for free. Typically this package is going to be $2,500, but right now you're going to be getting this all for just $1,500 if you want to go ahead and lock things in. And then you might have to deal with some objection handling. Typically for objections, you want to do CIVR. Clarify, isolate, validate, reframe. That's another video. Not going to go into it right now, but that's a general idea of the sales framework that I use to close several $1,000s of customers every single day. Now, if you want a free guide on how I run the ads to get the leads and actually have the opportunity to sell this much money in coatings, click the link below. There's going to be a free guide. And if you want my team to do all this for you and give you actual one-on-one in-depth support with your sales, book a call, free link below, and I'll talk to you there.